Oh my gosh, there are so many of you. This is going to be fantastic. Who am I? My name is Tyler. I'm the host of this presentation. I'm a Vore artist. I'm not kidding. This is my job. This is my personal career. I draw Vore comics every day of the year. It confuses the hell out of my family. Now, before we begin, we have a few pieces of housekeeping to take care of. What is this panel? First off, this is a comedic presentation about Vore. Vore is silly, and it's fantastical, and kind of humorous, so we're all here to laugh in a very safe space and have a good time. There are no judgments here. Now, here's the thing. Last year was my first time running this panel, and you all filled up a room so much that people were being turned away. Hence why we are in a larger room now, and you also have filled it up. And it means so much to see you all being here. Thank you so much. Although every time I said, oh yeah, we're going to be in the basement, people were like, oh, where you belong. Speaking of, dirty things, I was unable last year to show 18 plus things as part of this panel because there wasn't a security person manning the door. You might notice there was some people at the door this year, so I will be showing some 18 plus stuff. Don't worry, there is no blood or gore or anything nasty like that, but we will be looking at some very weird things. Last year, I also started the presentation by asking who knows what Vore is, and everyone put their hands up. I was not expecting that. I thought some people would know and other people would be there just to learn. So I underestimated all of you. I thought I was teaching Vore 101. I should have been teaching advanced Vorology. That said, I was quite disappointed. Oh shit, I'm wearing the same shirt. I did not plan that. I was quite disappointed by the lack of Vore knowledge. For example, nobody last year had heard of Little Shop of Horrors? A movie about a giant talking plant that eats people, so we will watch, a song and some montage stuff. Another thing some people didn't know about was Kaa, the snake from the Jungle Book. To be fair, I didn't put the visual up on screen. I was like, we'll talk about Kaa later, and there was just dead silence, and someone in the back was like, what? So I think it just sounds like a syllable, like just Kaa, and people are like, what? Kaa, what's that? So, but just in case, we'll have a mini deep dive on Kaa the snake. People got really excited when I showed actual Vore art and comics, so I will show a bunch of my stuff and some stuff that other people have made for me and other stuff that's on YouTube. So let's check out our table of contents. Okay, table of Vortents. That doesn't even really make that much sense. We will start with an introduction on Vore. We'll learn what is Vore. We'll learn how do Vore, why is Vore, and many more questions. We're also going to watch a bunch of clips from movies and TV shows and cartoons and stuff. There will also be a look at art and comics made by the Vore community. There will be a pop quiz, and there will also be a game show. What? We'll end with a Q&A where I will try and answer your Vore questions, and I can't see that going off the rails. Is everybody ready to start? That did not sound that enthused. Is everybody ready to start?
What is that even for? No more dudes. Find out here.
He's obviously in distress. I'm beaming him back up.
Send vaporizers to kill! We have to save the captain!
No, stop, I'm fine! This is what I'm into! I like this!
Captain?
This is exactly why I joined Astro Fleet! Oh.
it's really time to start this thing. Welcome to the Vore Panel, everybody who's late.
Did we just get eaten?
Welcome, everyone. There's so many of you. It makes me so happy. So, first we're going to start off with some audience interaction. You know the drill. Who knows what Vore is? Show of hands. Holy moly. Okay, hands down. Who's kind of familiar but wants to learn some more? Okay, people were very shy to put their hands up. A few of you. Okay, well, we're going to learn some stuff. Who has no idea what Vore is and you just stumbled in here? Somebody's putting somebody else's hand up? Fair enough.
Last year, I was the last one to put my hand up.
I remember that. So, we're going to start with our first pop quiz. Put your hands up. Who can tell me what Vore is? You right here in the front.
Consuming live prey.
Close enough, yeah, consuming live prey. We are going to dust off some dictionaries by looking at the definition described by Wikipedia, complete with the actual image that they use. Vorophilia, often shortened to Vore, is a paraphilia, so far so good, characterized by the erotic desire to be consumed by or to personally consume another person or creature, or an erotic attraction to the process of eating in general practice. In other words, X swallows Y. But this is just a base formula. We'll break this down shortly. The word vorophilia is derived from the Latin vorare, to swallow or devour, and the ancient Greek, I don't know how to read that, but it means philia, to love. I'm very confused why the Half-Life logo is in there. Anyways, since vorophiliac fantasies cannot usually be acted out in reality, excuse me, how do you explain this? Fun fact, 3 of those are me. And one of them is in the audience as well. They are often expressed in stories and drawings shared on the internet. That's us. That's all of us. So that's a general idea of what Vore is. Vore is a need, want, or desire to be consumed by or to consume someone. Sometimes Vore is about wanting to consume someone who doesn't want it, but we'll talk about Cobb from the Jungle Book later. Let's go into a brief example of Vore, thanks to the YouTuber Tom Ska, creator of the Astiff cartoons.
Is he food? No, he's Vore. This is also Vore. And this is reverse Vore. Okay, look, what is Vore? According to this article by Anna Valens, it is a fantasy, often sexual, that involves a person or a creature orally consuming another. Usually not eating them, just popping them inside. And there are a few examples of this in the Astiff movie series. Those cats got Vored.
You want to eat me?
He wants to get Vored so hard. That's some hat Vore.
I like trains!
All aboard the choo-choo train. I guess she couldn't afford to pay for her meal.
Have you seen my lemons?
I mean, come on. What have I done? With Astiff characters seemingly being able to consume and expel an infinite amount of mass, the series seems to be a pretty prime candidate for Vore. And while I was not aware of this, not intending to depict it to the masses, it still seemingly has happened.
Thank you, Tom. We should probably detail what Vore is not. Vore is, to some, not cannibalism. It is that whole other thing entirely. Vore can sometimes be hard with blood, death, or digestion. That's called hard Vore. We are not going to get into that today. As it says, we are not doing that here. We're going to look at soft Vore, you know, the silly kind. So let's look at that formula again. X swallows Y. Show of hands, who can tell me what the X is? Your hand shot up right away in the red sweater. What is the X?
Definition or example of predator.
Predator, that's correct. Oftentimes the predator or the pred. Thank you, Zootopia, for making that phrase part of the common zeitgeist of furries. Here are some notable pred characters. Audrey 2, the plant from Little Shop of Horrors. That cockroach from Men in Black. The lizard from Fern Gully. Of course, Ka has to be in there. Get her, we'll talk about you later. Now, who can tell me what Y is? Yes.
Y is the prey.
Y is the prey. And here are some notable preys. Y is the one that is getting swallowed. You know, we got Buck Wild from the Ice Age movies, multiple game over screens from Dragon's Lair. Nestor from the Canadian cartoon World of Quest. I could have made a whole montage about that show. Martin Mystery, Prime Prey. Preds are usually bigger than the prey, as evidenced here by some Pokemon. God damn it, why is Pikachu doing that? They can also be the same size, like here in Power Rangers. Who was influenced by Terror Toad? Show of hands. Oh, cool. So just me and that guy at the back. Cool. Thank you. The pred can be macro in size, or the prey could be micro. Size difference. Also like here in Power Rangers, and a very brief clip from Ben 10, where he split himself off into all of those tiny things, which is very bizarre. It could be reversed, where the pred is much larger, like Nibbler, pred is smaller, like Nibbler from Futurama. So, and whatever that bunny thing is, I have no idea, from a crossover episode of Futurama and The Simpsons. So let's break down the middle, and this is the fun part. Swallows, that describes the type of vore, but there are so many, aren't there? Because some creatures don't swallow with their mouth. But that's the most common one, so even though I kinda just said it, who can tell me what oral vore is? You just had your hand up.
I didn't know there was a real question there. I was gonna say or something, but then you said the word oral, and I'm like, okay, well.
It's pretty easy, I think you can get it. What does oral vore mean? Correct. Oral vore is when the prey gets swallowed by the pred's mouth whole, for example, in this animated short by Kaz Jester. It is so nice to be dead silence followed by these sounds, by the way. He's so happy. Who can tell me what tail vore is? Yes.
When your tail has a mouth and you use it to eat people.
Perfect. When your tail has a mouth and you use it to eat people. Sorry, I'm being directed to a giant purple furry at the back who has a giant tail mouth right now. Amazing. Yes, tail vore, when the prey gets swallowed up by the pred's tail. Sometimes there's a maw on the tail, sometimes the tail just opens up. I'm sure we all know the example I'm about to play. Have you guys seen Dragon Ball Z? Okay, just so you know, somebody else online edited that to be way longer, and it was not me. We can now go back to the video. Okay, this is taking forever. I'm gonna fast forward it just a little bit. Nobody tell mom and dad. We're skipping this bit. It goes on so long. Anyways, this clearly influenced Spazman, who made their own version. I heard some people from the audience go, oh. I do have a question I'd like to pose to the audience. Who here thinks that quicksand can be considered vore? Oh, actually quite a few people, and I'm recognizing them because they came to my table earlier. Yeah, quicksand. Sorry, who does not know what quicksand is? Good, okay. So yeah, does it count if it's vore? Well, the question is, what if the creature that's voring somebody is made out of mud or clay or something? Surely that should count as vore, but you guys can be the judge in this very, very delightful montage.
Time for your final bow, Batman. No, you don't.
my god, how can we forget about the likes from Legend of Zelda?
You need to worry about. There's nothing.
So yeah, that is... He's never getting out of that. That is what we call absorption vore, which is a type of vore where a creature is made of clay, slime, mud, just pulls their prey directly into their body like a blob. You know, we got Mucker Grimer from Pokemon, Clayface, two Clayface examples from the DC universe. I don't know what was going on where Ash and that other character from Pokemon were getting like killed by a tree amoeba or something, and every possible instance of Goosebumps. My god, I have so many gifs of Goosebumps. What the hell, R.L. Stein? But who knows what plant vore is? Yeah? Yeah, of course. Plant vore is simply a plant monster of some kind swallowing somebody. And last year I brought up one example that apparently people just had never heard of. Here's just like a huge chunk of the song and gratuitous mosh shots of Audrey 2 from Little Shop of Horrors.
You want a rationale? It isn't very hard to see. No, no, no. Stop and think it'll overpower. The guy sure looks like plant food to me. The guy sure looks like plant food to me. The guy sure looks like plant food to me. He's so nasty, treating her rough. Yeah. Smacking her around and always talking so tough. You need blood and he's got more than enough. I need blood and he's got more than enough. You need blood and he's got more than enough. So go get it.
Yes, that is Little Shop of Horrors. It was this awful little black and white movie in like the 50s or something. It was made by Roger Corman, who made a lot of B movies of the time. He made the movie as a bet. Somebody was like, you can't make a movie in a week using just this plant store set. And he's like, try me. And then he did. Did he win the bet? I mean, kind of. It was kind of a movie. But Howard Ashman and Alan Menken, who made all your favorite Disney musicals, they were like, let's make this a proper B musical. And it was amazing. And they made the movie version with Rick Moranis. And it's so popular, it's still currently running on Broadway. It's been performed by countless amateurs and school productions, as pictured here. So at least 2 times a day, somewhere on this planet, someone is being eaten by a plant puppet. And that just warms my heart. Sure, let's cheer that. And since we're here, like, that wasn't the first time we've had plant vore. Plant vore has been around so long. We're gonna play a quick montage, but the first clip is from like the 1930s. Take a look at this. like to point out in some of those clips, some people looked happy being eaten, like the Sonic Underground one. Oh, good. I get to put on the next slide. Who can tell me what cock-vore is? Hands up. Yes, you're right here. I just saw your hand up the hood.
Oh, sorry.
Yep.
And you eat someone with your penis.
Eating someone with their penis. Woo! So we're gonna get on that safe for work. Thankfully, I'm able to bring up examples of this. And thank you very much to Spazman, who provided these wonderful gifts. Yeah, cock-vore, when a pred's dick is used to suck their prey in, sometimes storing them in their balls or turning them into cum. Thank you, Spazman. Now, this isn't my thing, but who can tell me what unbirth is? Yes. Going back to where you came from. Someone last year called it return to sender, and that was great. Yes! Unbirth is sometimes associated with vore. It's when a pred with lady bits down there shoves the prey back up inside them or pulls them in. It's not my thing. I'm sure some people here will enjoy it though. But here's an example. Here's a very weird example from a video game called House of the Dead Overkill. The context is there was like a giant zombie lady and they kill her and then this absolutely bizarre cutscene happens.
I can't go on in a world without my mommy. I want to return to the womb. Please, just this one last thing. Then I can die happy. Goodbye, boys.
So weird. Next up is my favorite one. Who can tell me what anal vore is? Let's see, you with the purple hair. It's when you go up the poop chute. That is correct. Anal vore is when a pred sits on the prey with their butthole and shoves them up inside or sucks them inside. Weirdly enough, I have an example, but if you remember last year, it's from a fairly mainstream kids cartoon.
What? You think I'm a witch?
Maybe.
Well, maybe you should give me some princess hair. So maybe your friend doesn't get sucked into my bottomless bottom.
Get some princess hair!
All right, fine.
While we're here, though, let's just check out the rest of the Vore Adventure Time.
Get in here!
Lemon brothers, stop! Lemon home, go forth! The end!
Lost it. Not yet, lady.
Give me back my friend!
No! It's okay, Finn. I can get out.
That was technically nose vore. Next, can anyone raise their hands? Raise your hands if you know what full tour is. Blue shirts. Yes.
It's when you enter through the mouth, usually, not necessarily, but usually, and you exit through the poop chute.
Yes. Okay. Full tour is the term for someone who gets vored whole and alive and goes all the way through the pred, still whole, still alive, typically without any gross or stinky stuff, just clean, or at least covered in some kind of slime or saliva, all the way through and out the other end. Or the reverse of it, I guess. Now, this isn't a perfect example, but when I saw this, I was like, how the hell is this in this family film? Here's an example from the beginning of the stop-motion animated movie Wendell and Wild on Netflix, which the movie starts with ghosts being vored by a demon and coming out of their butthole. Yep, that was a butthole. And I was like, hang the fuck on. I needed to rewind, and I'm like, yeah, that is a butthole. All right, we've reached the end of Act 1. And do you all know what that means? I'm waiting for someone to just shout something out. I heard like dinosaur and TV, I don't know, but it's time for a game show! It's time to play Totally Real Commission Request or Something Silly I Just Made Up. I see we have, what are your names? I thought your name was Prey. Liam, Bluesome, and what's your name?
Just call me Witchy.
Witchy, okay, thank you so much for playing. So first, I'm gonna read off two art prompts. One of them is real, and one of them is something silly I just made up. So we'll find the one that is true and not the one that's false. Do you understand how to play?
I think it makes sense.
I'm gonna just go to you each and you will tell me. So we're gonna start with the first round. Which one is the real commission request and which one is the one I just made up? A nobody blob from Kingdom Hearts voring my goat friend and Lombax OC, or a conga line of big-bellied clowns smooshing a guy between their big butts? I just heard an oh no from the back. Is that you voting for this side? All right, let's start with you, Liam. Which one is the real one and which one is the one I made up?
Based solely on my understanding of Kingdom Hearts, I believe the first one is the one you made up.
Okay.
And the second one is real.
You think the conga line of big-bellied clowns is real?
Absolutely.
All right, Witchy.
I'm gonna go with the nobody.
You're gonna go with that one. Okay. Bluesome.
Yeah, I'm there with it. It's Kingdom Hearts. It's nobody.
Okay, so two of you say the one on the left, one of you says the one on the right. Okay, everyone, what do you say? The one on the left is real? No? The one on the right is real?
Yeah.
Okay. We're gonna keep track of this. I'm gonna keep track of this mentally. So, round 2. My friend's persona casting a spell on his dick which grows and then vores my human OC after they have sex, or my superhero OC having sex through his suit with my friend's OC while he absorbs him into his whole body.
These both sound real. These both sound like things I've actually probably seen.
I'm glad somebody.
Remember, I am a writer, and anything could just be made up. We'll start with you, Liam.
I will say the second one is the fake one. The spell.
You think the superhero one is fake?
Yeah, spell
okay.
is real.
Witchy.
Eeny, meeny, the first one.
You think the first one is the real one as well? All right, Bluesome, you think?
Yeah, no, I think I've seen that one.
Oh no! I didn't account for unnecessary cheating behind the scenes.
That's just
Okay, you think that one's real? Okay. Audience, left or right? I like how we've come up with the system of just hands. Okay, everyone thinks the left one. All right, we're going to do round 3 now. Round 3 is Tweedledee and Tweedledum tying up a guy and shrinking him before absorbing him into both of their armpits. Or a elephant clown sucks up my OC in its trunk, fires him into a lion clown's butt who has it painted like a bullseye.
Yeah, what's with all the clowns?
What is it with the clowns in the circus?
Well, you see, I have a comic called Fun House of Frights, and there's quite a lot of clown stuff. And I knew some people would have read my stuff before, and I had to add some trick questions. What do you say, Liam?
Are you absolutely sure that both of these aren't real?
Sorry, there's like a huge discussion going on amongst the audience.
What are you guys talking about over there?
Everyone is like trying to debate why it's real and fake. What'd you say?
Are you absolutely sure these both aren't real? Like,
Are you saying that this could possibly be a trick question I've made for you?
I'm asking.
I will not answer that.
Okay, then I'll say elephant clown and the lion clown is real.
Okay, we're saying right is real, Witchy?
Before I answer that, I'm with him in saying that all of these are real from the get-go. I'm going with the elephant though.
I feel like I'm running the College Humor Show Game Changer.
You're just Adam.
and they're turning on me. Bluesome, what do you think?
You know, this isn't like the majority's thing, but yeah, this one seems like the most real.
Okay, audience, show of arms.
No.
Oh, some people are saying left, some people are saying right. Okay, you've given your responses. It's time to reveal the answers. Which ones were real and which ones were so ridiculous that I made them up? Drum roll, please. They're all real. Congratulations, contestants. You have broken my game. That's points to each of you. I'm so sorry for tricking you all. Here are some glow sticks. And if you come by the Vore table tomorrow, just remind me, and I give you something extra. We'll see. Yes! Each and you can return your seats. Give them a round of applause. I'm so sorry I tricked you. But I was not expecting a unionize against me and the mechanics of my game. Yes, all of those were real. Everyone here is a winner. Here's my question. Would you like to see them? I don't know what I would have done if no one answered. Okay, a nobody blob from Kingdom Hearts wearing my code friend and Lombax OC. I was like, what do you mean by a nobody blob? They're like, just make it up, and that's what I came up with. Close your eyes if you're afraid of clowns for the next one. Here is the conga line of clowns squishing a guy between their big butts. I started a comic called Fun House of Frights when I went through this actual fun house in Niagara Falls. One of the mazes in it was called the Black Hole, and I'm like, oh no, it's gonna be all dark. I pull the curtain back and it's a big plush butthole that you have to like squeeze through. It's like inflated fabric, and my boyfriend looked at me and I was like, oh my God, and he's like, Jesus Christ. It invaded every part of his life now. Okay, here's the growing your dick one and then boring him. And then he comes and at the end they're like, oh, hey, that was fun. Let's grab a coffee sometime. All right, next up is the superhero one where he's fucking him through the suit and then absorbing him down into him. It's a bizarre character choice, but it exists now. I have a gay Vore version of Alice in Wonderland called Alex in Wonderland. So this is, somebody commissioned me those characters. So here's my version of Tweedledee and Tweedledum, tying up a guy in mummy wrapping before shoving him between both of their armpits. Very bizarre, but some people like it, and so do I. And lastly, my favorite thing I've ever drawn, close your eyes if you're afraid of clowns. Here's the elephant clown shooting a guy into his butthole painted like a bullseye. Thank you. Now, the next topic is also a question asked to me many times by my dad. Why? Why is Vore? And there's been a lot of different explanations from a lot of different people I know, people who draw Vore, friends of mine who don't know Vore but see me draw it all the time. For example, humans, we all believe we're at the top of the food chain and that nothing can eat us. It's why we're afraid of sharks and anacondas, and why I now have a montage of movie clips with sharks and anacondas voring people. Oh, poor John Voight. They really stuck him down a tube for this movie. That was a big commercial. Pop me, please.
Nope. Sucker. That's it. I'll teach you to share. I like sharing. It's yummy.
Totally worth it.
Well, that's terrifying.
I can't believe that movie. Like, not only was there like the Vore thing, he's talking from the inside, but he had a gut and everything. Everyone's just like, oh my god, that's like a regular thing around here. Oh yeah, I skipped the hamster part, but I'm sure more people have seen that. Now the next question, I mean, okay, well, so yeah, why is Vore and you and your kid, things are scary, but you act out perilous situations because it's fun and silly. You're never going to actually get eaten by something. And I think things that scare you when you're younger, you grow up to be fascinated by, like, for example, sinking in quicksand. Which, first of all, okay, this GIF has been going around the internet. People are like, oh my god, that guy died. I'm like, no, he hasn't. He's been posting videos like this for 15 years. He's still alive and he's doing fine. But yeah, things like quicksand, other things like being tied up against your will. Bondage is a thing, obviously. Or being squeezed by hot, muscular characters. Come on, He-Man. What is this? There's a website called like bearhugger.net, and it's just like pictures and GIFs of stuff like this. And speaking of squeezing, being squeezed by other things. Thank you, Aladdin, for awakening something in me when I was a kid. Or, you know, being coiled up by a snake. Okay, I forgot about Ka. We'll get this over with. Let's get him out of the way. Somebody's like, yeah, get him over with. Ka's a snake from the Jungle Book in the book version, and other versions, like, for example, the Russian or the Japanese version of the Jungle Book, Ka and Mowgli are friends. Ka's just like a nice other animal that teaches him lessons about, like, friendship and shit. But in Disney's The Jungle Book, they made him this sassy, conniving snake that had no desire other than to eat Mowgli. And since then, every other version of Ka has been evil. And I think it's because of the Disney version. Yeah. But the Disney one stuck with so many people. Like, there are so many pieces of artwork and writing and GIFs and animations of Ka. Fur Affinity alone has 8,700 submissions. That's 1,700 more than last year's panel. That's 4 Ka things every day for the past year.
I'm willing to bet it's because of this panel.
Oh god, I've influenced everybody even more. Some people may enjoy the perilous aspect. Other people like the sort of safe and silly aspect, like, hi, I'm your Naga boyfriend, and I'm gonna shove you in my stomach so I can keep you safe, because I love you. There are even more people who make Vore ASMRs that are meant to be soothing and relaxing, and for some of the reason, most of them are Nagas. But here is an example from Coddle, otherwise known as Sibylline Sounds, who is gonna let us, you take it away.
Oh, hello. Welcome to the office. As you can see, I am with patient.
Now, you know what happened to the other heroes, right? Running will get you nowhere.
So, it's that time already, is it? The years, they pass like days.
Think about my coil, gently sliding into your lap. A slight weight, not impeding your ability to breathe, but moving with it.
Bloop reached down and grabbed the hero's free hand, making it wave a jaunty goodbye before.
Let me get some of that dirt from your face, child.
If you enjoyed that, please go check out the rest of this stuff. There will be more links on screen later. But I have a playlist on YouTube called Relaxing, and it's just mostly that stuff, and that's how I fall asleep. Of course, I don't need to tell you that other people draw Vore art and comics. I'm sure you know I'm not the only one selling Vore stuff in the dealer's den. I mean, let's face it, Vore is everywhere. You need not look far in mainstream media, as we've seen, to see subtle examples of Vore in commercials, television shows, movies, etc. In fact, sometimes you'll probably watch something and you'll be like, do they know what they're doing? How many times have you watched something and you're like, okay, I think somebody on the writing team knows what Vore is? Yep, everybody has. I've put together just a few brief examples from my childhood. Let's just take a quick look.
Check this out. I've a basic inclination. A very primal to inspect the vegetation for an egg or centipede. I just can't control this hunger. I just can't seem to cut back on my ravenous consumption. You're a welcome little snack. If I'm gonna eat somebody, it might as well be you. Can you dig it? I can see you as a sandwich or a strange exotic stew. If you give my time, it might as well be you. Know it. Give you my time. Welcome to the food chain.
You can't eat him. He's a human.
What's a human?
Delicious and nutritious. Tastes just like chicken.
I have way more Naruto clips, by the way. What's up next? Oh, right, of course. Last year, like, The Mandalorian was just getting going, and right before the panel, like, so many Vore clips just dropped, and I'm like, I gotta throw these in right at the end. Because it's frankly ridiculous how much Vore is in that show between The Mandalorian and Book of Boba Fett, and then just the movies in general. So since I had time to prepare, here's once again a ridiculous little montage.
That was impressive.
Thank you, Star Wars. If you do want to see more Vore stuff on YouTube, I would recommend all of these channels. Vore Media, the Nomcog Bonus Bites, Slime Golem, Slimepedia. All of this stuff was featured in this panel and with permission, so thank you, everybody. And lastly, of course, well, that one right over there, and me, who filmed some Vore stuff in our fursuits. Hey, $255 for the Hobbit Sea charity. Thank you so much, everybody. At the back, yay, give a round of applause. Thank you so much for everybody who donated to the charity. That is just about it for the Vore panel. If you want to hang around for a really quick Q&A, stay seated. Otherwise, if you're going, thank you so much, everybody. Did everyone enjoy this? Awesome. Enjoy the rest of FE, or I'll see you at the Q&A.
Okay, so this is the Hobbit Sea Wildlife Refuge table at Furnal Equinox. Last night I did a Vore panel, and we did a raffle to raise some money for them, and I gave away one of my Vore books. So on behalf of everyone from the Vore Panel, here's a donation of $255.
That is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I
Wow.
hope it goes
Thank you, everyone. Oh, it will help. Thank you so much. Fantastic.
Hell yeah.